Talk about wanting to get in on the action before Ripple goes IPO, because the rumor is Ripple will IPO next year in 2026. I have zero doubt about that, but some major players are wanting to get in on the action long before that happens, and that would be a smart move. Right now, XRP is at $2.31. Hope you picked up the dip yesterday. I did. I got it at 224 and at 210. And let me see here. It's November the 5th at 1:30 p.m. So just keep a sharp eye on these dips. It always pays to get them. Never mind the ups and downs. Just know that sooner or later, it'll be a lot higher than it is today. I do have a long-term investment strategy. I've always told you guys 2030 is my target date, but it is starting to look like, between now and 2028, we're going to see significant increases in the value of our investments. But in terms of the major players wanting to get in on the action with Ripple before they IPO, check this out. Ripple is reporting at Swell 2025, their conference up in New York today. They actually reported this yesterday, that they closed a $500 million strategic investment at a $40 billion valuation led by Fortress Investment Group and Citadel Securities. Look those places up. They're huge. And so they were the leaders of that investment group. And you can see the whole report over there at ripple.com. They have the whole write-up over there. And then he goes on to say that 95 billion plus in total Ripple payments volume. They've had 1 billion plus RLUSD stablecoin market cap. That's right. They now have over 1 billion RLUSD in circulation. That's the stablecoin owned by Ripple. And they have 6 strategic acquisitions completed in just over 2 years. And yeah, we've documented that on this channel. He says that they've had 25% of shares repurchased. So they've bought back a lot of their own private equity. And 3 times growth in Ripple Prime business, which is the result of their purchase of Hidden Road, the prime broker, which is now called Ripple Prime. They also said that 75 regulatory licenses globally. So these are regulatory license and payment licenses. And this is momentum building the Internet of Value. That's exactly what Ripple's mission is, to create the Internet of Value on the backbone of the XRP ledger. And Big Bad Brad Garlinghouse also chimed in on the news. He says 2025, without a doubt, has been an incredible year for Ripple and a record year for crypto as a whole. Although we have a couple of months left, this announcement feels like the cherry on top of a mountain of good news, and that's exactly what we've been experiencing. Today, we announced a $500 million investment in Ripple from Fortress Investment Group, Citadel Securities, Pantera Capital, and Galaxy HQ. Brevin Howard and Marshall Weiss at $40 billion valuation. So there are other partners that weren't articulated in the original announcement from Ripple. And Brad goes on to say that this investment isn't just a validation of Ripple's growth strategy and business built on the foundation of XRP, but also a clear bet on what the future of crypto will look like. He says he's very proud of what he's built, or what they have built, and all that's to come. There is a lot more to come, guys. Some people like to just say, oh, but the price is low. Well, you know what? When Ripple, or when XRP was at 50 cents last year, it was the same thing. Oh, but all this good news and the price is low. Good things take their time and they grow strong. They don't just shoot to the moon and then die. They used to argue that Bitcoin was a store of value not that long ago. Well, it was at 124,000, and right now Bitcoin's at 104. It's lost $20,000 of value. It didn't store that very well, did it? Then they used to call it stored energy, whatever that meant. And then they're calling it, the most recent little game is they're calling it a debasement play. In other words, you can preserve the value of your dollar better on Bitcoin than you could with gold. No, gold is holding its value better, which leads me to the next selling point. They used to call Bitcoin digital gold. Wrong again. If you have to keep marketing your blockchain or your preferred blockchain with all this BS stuff, then you don't have anything. You have a $104,000 per coin Ponzi scheme is what that looks like to me. It has no real solutions, no institutional solutions, no marketing team, no development team. They don't have any payment licenses. They don't have anything. There's nobody there. It's like you can knock, but nobody will answer the door there. But over Ripple, somebody will answer the door. You have XRP, you have business solutions, you have a business model, you have a balance sheet, you have paying customers, you have products that you sell, and you keep building and enhancing those things. And now major players are looking at you saying, hey man, we want to be in that party. We want to join that party. We want to be a part of that party. We want to profit from this party. That's what they're going to do because they can see the writing on the wall. And quite honestly, a lot of these major players have seen it. It's been obvious all these years. It's just you have to know what kind of perspective to have. And the first point of that would be to have an informed perspective. Secondly, you do have to have some kind of an understanding as to how money moves throughout the financial system or the global financial system. The simplest version of that is how money moves through your bank. And then from there, figuring out how you can get money from, like let's say you buy a house. From your pocket to the mortgage company or from the mortgage company, how they charge you and who you pay. You start to understand how the money moves, from your checking accounts to your savings accounts. What if you want to send some money internationally, right? Then you start figuring out how to do those wires and start understanding how all this movement of money occurs. And then you start to realize, now I get it. Now I know how to do it. I have to pay so much money to move it. It takes so much time. And that has been our reality. But what this technology does is it makes it faster, cheaper. It makes it available 24/7, 365, something we haven't had in our reality. And so you can see the value as a consumer because I have a perspective, I have an understanding. And hopefully a lot of this helps you reach that. But at a minimum, it's a great investment opportunity. And you don't have to be a specialist at this. I mean, I'm no specialist. I'm no genius. But I'm smart enough to know a good thing when I see one. I've seen quite a few in my lifetime. I'm a Gen Xer. I'm not going to miss this, but this one's the best one in all 56 of my years. So let me know what you think in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, and bookmark. We'll see you guys on the next one. Till next time, adios, amigos.